Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome back to 4Strategy Gaming. It is Thursday, time for some team games. We've got a 2v2 Masters level replay this time. On Team 1, we do have Malak as the blue Terran player and his ally, the red Terran player, Wenver. Now over here on the right-hand side will be Team 2, MCG Noxy D as the purple Zerg player, and then we've got the teal Terran player, MCG Hobbs. So Terran and Zerg versus double Terran. Here's the 2v2 Masters level replay. And again, on Thursdays, I do commentaries for Master Games. If you are a Masters level 2v2, 3v3, or 4v4 player, and you have got some replays that you would like commentated on this channel on Thursdays, go ahead and send them to me at force@forcestrategygaming.com. This is a really cool 2v2 map, one of the newer maps. I certainly think it's very interesting. We've got this big area with destructible rocks over here with a very wide ramp, but then your normal ramp at the front of your base right here, a little bit smaller, a little bit easier to wall in. Obviously, same thing over here for the opponent's base. There is that big, wide open area with those rocks, and then the normal entrance over there, and then here's a third base as well. So not quite sure where your opponents are going to be spawning on this map. You do of course have to scout out. Bunch of Xel'Naga towers here sitting in the middle as well. Obviously having control of those will certainly be pretty fantastic. Quick little note here before we get started in this game. I do want to say that you may notice a little bit difference in audio quality. It might be sounding a little bit better, a little less twangy than it has over the past week or so. Basically what happened is when I did just move into a new place, my new recording room had a lot of echo. There was a lot of twang in the sound, basically reverb from bouncing off the walls. So I did just go out today and I bought a whole bunch of soundproofing material and I kind of fixed up my studio, if you will. And yeah, so it should be sounding a little bit better now, a little bit more maybe professional. I guess that's the word that I would use. So we can see right now, moving on in, we do have Noxy D getting a scout out of the base. He is first checking the blue Terran player's base, and we'll be moving right on over to the red Terran player. Taking a look at these guys, looks to be fairly standard, I'd have to say. I do have to be honest, I wasn't paying quite enough attention to the very early stages, but everything looks fairly normal. And actually, no, looks like the red Terran player did go gas first. This is going to allow him to drop a factory right away as soon as that Rax finishes. And back over here for Malak, he looks to be going a little bit more standard play. Might be seeing the tech lab. No, he is actually saving up, so he should be getting a factory right after that Rax as well. And over here, Noxy D is coming out with an Expo. He does have that spawning pool coming through. Extractor did just finish. His ally over here, MCG Hobbs, actually opening up with those two Racks to get that quick wall off. Very interested, in all honesty, to see that he went so hard for this wall off. Just opening up two Racks, maybe into an expansion, that would seem acceptable. But since they're against a double Terran opponent, not really any reason to completely wall off like that. But the only thing that I will say is it is quite possible that he did not know that his opponents were double Terran. They could very well have been random, or one of them or both of them could have been random. And if there's a chance of a Zerg player being on the opposing team, then you do want to come up with that wall off. The other thing is, obviously, it does deny that scouting, which is a good thing. But the big danger is losing these buildings during a push. That's something I speak to quite a lot when you're against a Terran or Protoss opponent as Terran. Walling off, really dangerous because you can lose those buildings. It does deny that scouting for a little bit, and that certainly does help. And in all honesty, we will be seeing a Hellion open over here into an expansion, and that's not going to do much at all. What this will do is it'll give Team 1, the double Terran team, a little bit of map control against those early game Zerglings, but those Hellions won't be able to get up into the main base. They're not going to be able to do much actual economic damage. So we do have that Hellion opening. This is a pretty popular tactic against a Zerg opponent in a 1v1 situation, what Malak is doing here. He's opening up with double Hellions, then he's moving right into an expansion. His ally over here looks to be doing the same thing, coming out with the tech lab there on that Rax. His expansion isn't coming through though. As mentioned, there's that tech lab. We did see spotting the edge of their base there with those two Marines. Back over here, let's take a look at what's going on. Just churning out those Marines. He has got a factory coming on through, not moving into an expo, also coming out with that engineering bay. Probably wants to get up a couple turrets just in case one of the opponents there was going for some sort of opening Banshee play. I want to see what their recent scout was. So it's been a little while since they've actually scouted out, and we do have, looks to be just open up with a few Hellions and then going Infernal Pre-Igniter. So interested to see both Terran players decided to open up with Hellions. Now we got a Rax heavy transition here from Malak. I do want to see him move out with these two though, get that map control, just grab those towers. Again, not really going to be able to move up here and do any damage, but he could do a little damage to these Marines. We have a couple bunkers coming down, so Hobbs obviously getting ready to move out with his expansion, but there the Hellions go, grabbing the tower and just sitting idly there for the moment right now. Transition, moving into tanks right now. We do again have those blue flame Hellions out coming in here for Wenver. There we go, Wenver. And that expansion is finished right now for Malak, so I'm thinking he'll be lifting it off over here, or the red Terran player may be taking that, allowing the blue Terran player to just move down into this expansion. Hellions did move on up to get a little bit of a scouting going on. All he's going to do, though, is see these two bunkers. Really not able to push on into that. It's going to be forced to pull back right now. A nice position, too. That's going to basically get any Hellion, no matter what direction they try to move. If this were the only bunker, the Hellions could have tried to sneak around back here and do a little bit of damage. Also coming out with the turret there. That is going to, again, deal with any possible Cloak Banshees. Turret there in the resource line. Is he helping out his ally over here as well? No turrets for him, although it's obviously hard with that creep spread there to be able to defend and get that cloak detection over there. Malik will be moving down into the Natural Expo, so hopefully the Red Terran player does take that in-base hatch. Again, lots and lots of Blue Flame Hellions here for Wenver. That's going to do very, very strongly against any heavy Marine army or any Zerglings that we may be seeing from Noxy D. Noxy D looks to be going super hard, though, for those Mutas, and the Mutas will be pumped out in just 1 minute right now. Spire's just about to pop. He should be able to come out with about 8 or 9 Mutas right off the bat, and here we go. Let's take a look. Looks like the number will be 8. Does he come through with number 9? No, he's got a supply block there. We'll be interested to see if he decides to get some upgrades. So those Mutas obviously going to provide ample opportunity to do a bit of harass. I'm a little bit actually concerned here for the Red Terran player because he has got no turrets, no engineering bay, and nothing. Oh man, nothing but those Hellions pretty much. So the blue Terran player will be completely dependent, or the Red Terran player will be dependent on the Blue Terran player to actually defend his base. So that's what's going to have to happen. And also those Mutas are going to be very devastating. So there we go. We got 4 more coming out right now. Already on the map, we have got 8. So this is going to be looking pretty strong. A strong group of 12 Mutas can do a lot of damage. There's a big push coming out right now. Tank Marine as well as those Blue Flame Hellions, but at the exact same time, here comes that Muta harass. We'll be taking out those Hellions, no problem. A single Marine. See you later. No missile turrets. Red Terran looks to be in a lot of trouble. We've got the Blue Terran player pushing back to try to help him. Noxy D has a fantastic opportunity to do so much damage right now. Now we can see Habs hasn't expanded yet, but maybe feigning that expansion just by coming out with this wall off and making the opponent think that that expo is coming. So here we go. We do have the Blue Terran player moving up into the main to try to defend and help his ally, but so much damage was done. I want to take a look at those units lost at. Oh my gosh. Did he really lose all of his workers? It looks like, oh no, he's got a few down there, but still taking heavy losses, not mining at all. He's not even coming out with an engineering bay right now. And that's certainly a huge mistake. Red Terran player, that's the immediate thing he needs. You drop an engineering base, you can get your turrets. There we go. NG bay coming on through. A couple Mutas will be moving on across the map. No problem maintaining map control right now with just these Hellions. Should be able to snipe that one as well. Is he seeing it? No, he's not. He's just moving them straight across to rally up with the rest of these Mutas and just do devastating amounts of damage. And this is pretty scary right now. We've got 18 Mutas in play. Absolutely fantastic, I must say. There's so many Mutas, and the amount of harassment that's going to go down here from the purple Terran player, purple Zerg player, Noxy D, can't be understated. Because right now, these two Terran players are not prepared to deal with this. We got a couple of units dancing around in the resource line, preparing to try to defend that. But these Mutas will just be taking out these attachments here, and this double Terran team not looking to be in that good of a spot. We've got a couple of missile turrets getting prepared to get planted down. There's the one right there. Those ones will get denied though, and the Mutas will be target firing down this expansion. Wenver first forced to lift that off and pull back right now, and he's still got nothing for this. He needs to move the racks over that reactor and get some Marines coming out, but he's still coming out with these Hellions. A lot of good that's going to do. Again, he's relying on Blue Terran to defend him, but that is not the best of decisions. And here comes a pretty strong push right now from the Teal Terran player, Hobbs. He is also moving into his expansion finally. So moving across the map, I think he's going to be maybe working on these back rocks, and there we go. Working on the back rocks. The Mutas continue to do lots of damage. We got a couple Speedlings also moving across the map, and this is a little bit scary right now. I am not sure our double Terran team number 1, has anything to really deal with this. We got a lot of racks attempting to come down, a few more turrets, but those turrets are going to be taken out very quickly by those Marines and siege tanks. They're basically going to be trying to complement each other, these two large forces. Blue Terran player trying to produce a lot right now, but that's going to get denied here from these Mutas, and here come those tanks. Tanks should be sieging up, and this is not good right now. Lots of Marines right now moving down for the Blue Terran, but the tanks shelling them out. The Marines not target firing those tanks and just leaving the game, and my gosh, got a little worked there, unfortunately. Again, the Red Terran player was not prepared for Mutas at all, and when seeing Mutas, he didn't really respond properly, so there we go. 2v2 has ended. Double Terran team just got overwhelmed there by the Teal Terran as well as the Purple Zerg. So what a great 2v2. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Again, this was a Masters level replay. Once more, on Thursdays, I do commentary for Masters level games, so if you are a Masters 2v2, 3v3, or 4v4 player, and you would like your games commentated here on this channel, go ahead and send those to me at 4staff4strategygaming.com. Please be sure in the title of the email to to say Masters level replay. Otherwise, I may skip over it. I do respond to all of my replays eventually, all of the emails that I get eventually, but the Masters ones are the ones that I will be looking for specifically for this commentary. So thanks again, guys, so much for watching. Hopefully you have enjoyed this. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. Keep watching and keep owning.